Hello everyone, welcome to a double header. We've got Wars 3 and 4 today, mainly because I was busy and War 3 was quite a small one anyway. First up we're against Matrix. I enjoyed this war, I didn't die, so that's nice. We're going to bring the big dog along, White Mags for some pre-fights, so I was mainly the bitch today, and a couple of Cassie fights as well for her staple. So yeah, let's get to it. I've been excited to use Wolf, but avoiding him at the same time. One, because I haven't had the opportunity, and also there's this reparry bug, which again I'll get into. We're going with, we've already missed it, Absman and Chavez on paths 9 and 7 and 9, sorry, and then Gladiator on node 40. Yeah, only the 3 fights. Absman is really easy here. He gets armor break on knockdown, which obviously fuels him up, which Cassie doesn't care about. Yeah, it's a nice easy fight for her. I've obviously taken this, you've seen me in the past recently with Sandman, which is also fun, but Cassie just obviously cheeses it as well that little bit more. I've developed hiccups as I've started recording this, so which is why I sound like a bit of an idiot. Get him to the corner, get a couple of heavies in to get my stings going. Bit of fancy flash spacing there as well, which was just fun. I don't really know why I did it, to be honest. It's probably a bad idea, as it means less time charging heavy, which actually means less power stings. But that's not really gonna slow me down too much and cause too much of an issue. A bit of block damage there because he's fueled up. His maximum charges, so he's putting plenty of burst damage on me. So as long as I don't get hit too much or block too much, it's going to be a safe fight. And he's done, nuked nice and easily, and we can move on to section 2 once Kate is out of the way, and we move to Chavez for another Cassie fight. Obviously don't need pre-fights here. Cassie's buff immune anyway, so they wouldn't work. Hit-string shock as usual. I'm always a little bit more wary of Chavez since fighting her no longer on the decay tactic, because her AI is horrible and I can still take burst damage if I interrupt her heavies and whatnot at the wrong time. So I still need to be a little bit careful. So I'm going with power start 1. I'm going to immediately take some hits to the face. And then we're going to get her towards the corner, not quite far enough. Need to get the taunt on so that she'll throw specials rather than mess around. And that taunt again with power stings up means I'm not going to take very much bleed damage. Yeah, very messy start to the fight, but now we've got our rhythm going and we've got everything under control. Of course she throws a heavy, which I have to punish, so I do take some burst, but it's not going to cause me any harm. That's the last Cassie fight anyway, and we are done. So coming up to Gladiator now on node 40. Wolf is in theory, or on paper, whatever, perfect for it. Physical damage, I'm not going to get many buffs, as long as I don't dex, and is tactic. Now the reparry bug is, I obviously benefit with Wolf or any tactic champion from hitting block, but with the double medium and lights into block, they do reparry me, and so it's not really the safest tactic. So I'm going to concentrate mainly on just parries, throw a couple of lights here and there, not into block specifically, just to keep myself safe. And it's going to be a really easy fight. His SP2 is really satisfying and just absolutely wipes people out. I'm not in any rush to push him to specific specials. I'd rather keep him to special 1 here and just avoid the unstoppable. I have plenty of time to just parry, plenty of space on the map, and the second special 2 is going to nuke him down. Couple of hits to help him on the way, and he is done. yeah, aside from some other wags pre-fight duty, that's my War 3 done. We did really well as a group and we finished up with only 2 deaths, so that's really awesome. We got obviously a solid win as an alliance as well. Sub 20, which is really nice. And that brings us to War 4 against Elite Brazil. I don't think I've personally faced these guys before. They had a very strong start against us. Again, another fun war for me. We've got Future Ant-Man, my Claire, who I remember her being one of my first rank 4s, and now she just feels really tiny as a rank 4. And I finally get to bring my pre-season MVP in Toad, who I actually ascended last season for defense, and very glad I did so because he absolutely melts on the right fights for this tactic. So we're going to go path 8 all the way today. And then also that Zemo on node 39. So more than 3 fights, still not a huge war, but we're sharing things out nicely as a BG. For my 2 future Ant-Man fights, I wasn't sure whether to bring him or Guardian. Went back to Ant-Man because he's ascended and I haven't used him for a while. I've got many options for these fights and FAM will do the job. Only thing he doesn't deal with is the prowess, and so I do risk some unblockable stuff, but he's so tanky it's not really going to cause me any issues. So the rotation for the fight is going to be just SP1, SP2. I'm usually 50-50 on dexing Sauron's SP1, which with any other champ I'd be much more precautious about, but with FAM it doesn't really matter. It barely hurt me. Got built-in safeguard and regen on top of that, so really nothing for me to worry about here. I'm going to build up to special 2 and disintegration's on, and that absolutely cleans him out. Easy fight, and we move on to the next one, which is against Kraven and my season Toad debut. Aim of the game is going to just be again parries. This is a tactic fight. I will hit him into block occasionally if I need to, but this is going to be a nice quick one. Toad with very strong poisons on medium does all the work. Second medium I should add, the first one doesn't do anything for me. And because Kraven is a skill, every time he moves back he won't just shrug off the poisons, he will convert them to passive and give me plenty of prowess along the way, which happens with non-skill champs anyway. Push him to special 2 so that I don't have to worry about the root mechanic, and he's melting fast. Tried to parry the special 2, just blocked it in the end, it's no big deal. Indestructible I've managed very well, it hasn't set in, and I finish on pretty much a full yellow bar. Really easy, really satisfying. Section 2, we've got Attuma. Future Ant-Man obviously will take some sting damage, hit some thorns damage here, but it's the last fight and Attuma's unawakened, so the damage isn't going to be huge and really nothing for me to worry about too much. I think I went with combat regen. I knew that I wouldn't need an indestructible, and I didn't need to waste a power start 1, so I had one of the combat regions in overflow, so I figured just to use it to keep myself topped up for the sake of it. It was about to expire within a couple of hours, so didn't really need any boosts to be honest, other than the usual. Again, SP1, SP2, that power drains him. I do get caught on an intercept there, he was a little bit quicker than me, which is fine. Again, you can see by my health, catches me again, doesn't hurt me too much. I am regenning as per ability, and this special 2 is going to wipe him out. Really nice. I don't use FAM, as I said, very often, but when I do, it's always really satisfying. So that was fun, and that brings us to Vision Aarkus on node 35. He's only a rank 1 Sig 20, so he's not the biggest and scariest, so rank 4 Claire is going to be more than good enough. I decided to go for a damage rotation, so we're going to play it, cycle through to her incinerate mode, and we're going to go from there. I don't need Odin pre-fights as I'm going to be nullifying him. I've only got the 3 charges, but that will be more than enough before I get to special 2, and I'll be gaining power that way. I don't need to, I'm going to pause after each parry for a little bit longer just to make sure tenacity doesn't kick in, and to make sure my parry sticks before I can continue, because I don't want to get caught. I'm not too worried about his power gain. He's not going to gain enough for me to cause an issue, and special 2, I've got an invulnerability and special 3 boost if it did go out of control and I eat special 3s. Not worried about it, it doesn't happen in this fight. And his special 2, which is easy to parry, is the worst thing I have to deal with. So Claire's doing really well here. Fight's nearly over, absolutely nuked. And that brings us to our final fight, which is Zemo on node 39, which is Power Snack. Aside from dexing, Toad doesn't get any other buffs. So we took off Dex Mastery in time for me to still have my invulnerability boost up from the previous fight. So we're going to go straight into it. Again, it's going to be safe to parry Zemo. He won't cleanse those. He'll cleanse my poisons and being skill convert them to passive, which keeps the damage going. The only thing I need to be careful of is not apply. I mean, it's not the end of the world if Toad gets rooted. Obviously I need to play around Power Sting whenever he gets a full bar, but I'm going to try and time my placing of poisons with the 5th one being on my special so that the root doesn't apply. I'm also going to get punched in the face. I did eat a poison Power Sting there, which isn't the end of the world. I'm healing up anyway. He's nuking down fast. And I can't remember if I bother to throw another special. He's just melting anyway. And this is a really easy fight. And that is that. Nice and clean-ish. And we still at this point had a little bit of work to do as a BG and an alliance, but everything going in the right direction, and we do end up cleaning up for a win. So really nice couple of wars for myself and the group more importantly. I hope you enjoyed watching, and we'll see you at War 5 and 6 and 7, etc. Bye!